Hey everybody, how's it going today? It's Funky and I'm back with another movie review. And no, I did not pick this movie because of the title. I picked it because I thought it was going to sound good, but I was disappointed. It was just boring, it was dull, nothing much really happened. The acting was terrible. The movie is called Sex Game. And yeah, I only chose this movie because when I read it, it sounded good, it sounded up my street. Not for that obvious reason, I know what all of you will probably be thinking. And also because of duration, hour and 20, you know, it's not like the Third Guest movie where the Third Guest was at least an hour and a half or something like that. And yeah, it was a shame because I wanted to continue the streak of being above 5. Just like Man United when, you know, they won back-to-back games for the first time for like a long time yesterday. This time, I kind of wished I had back-to-back, you know, above 5 rated movies. But it is what it is anyway. And yeah, nothing much really happened in this movie. It started off quite interesting, which I didn't expect from a movie like this. It started off by 2 people in a hazmat suit. Well, 2 people in hazmat suits, and they're scanning for radiation. And you know, a scene did start on me there where somebody came with a pitchfork and stabbed the guy in the back of it, and that startled me a bit. I'll give him that one, you know. And the other person was running. I don't know if the person was a dude or not. I don't know. Maybe it was a woman. I don't know. And then, you know, after that scene, it cuts off with like this dude, right? And then this dude's sleazy as hell. I can't remember if it was this scene that came after. I think because you see 2 people called Rachel and Ryan. And yeah, I think it's Rachel and Ryan, and they participate in sex games for money. And you see them in the barn, and they just like come out of that and go into a car. Yeah, it's a bit of a boring scene. And this guy, you see this guy called Vic, who just talks about, you know, I think he's like the boss or something like that, of this like company or whatever it is. I don't know what you call it. The amount of times he said the word, you know, the F word, I don't know how many times he said it. It's like his catchphrase. You know, it's like, what sort of, what you horny mother effers out there? You want to see some naughty stuff? Rachel and Ryan's going to go on vacation. You know, so you horny ass people out there, make sure you get your wieners out for a good time. And that's not what you exactly think. Just get ready. You have to watch the movie. I'm not going to say the whole dialogue in that scene right there. It's really not the movie I thought it was going to be. And then you see like Rachel and Ryan. Oh, here we go. I'm not taking the mick of accents, right? But if you're going to have actors in it, they at least be able to speak properly, right? They at least need to be able to actually act properly and say the lines properly when I can understand them. I could just about understand what they were saying. The guy was just saying, just a menu says, so what would you like to eat? And what are you going to do about this filming and making this movie? And I would recommend a salad. I think he said something like that. And then Rachel goes, well, I would like, you know, really a salad. Oh, okay. I don't know. Why would you recommend that? Something like that. I'm not being funny. That's how I'm trying to interpret it. And then she says, "Oh, we could, you know, because you know, this challenge is to go outside a monastery and you know, fuck, you know, somebody, you know, have sex at a monastery." I don't want to say too many swear words on here because I want YouTube to think differently and start, you know, like censoring me and delete this video. So YouTube, this is just a movie review. Don't get, you know, too sensitive. And the guy says, "Where is this nearest one?" And says, "Oh, just off away from me." And then this guy's all saying, "Oh God, no! Why does it have to be barriers? Why does it have to be closed off?" And they sort of talk about they have to go to an abandoned like village or something. Cuts back to this scene where what they see, well, this was like after they had to, you know, go and make the journey in a cable car. And they just spoke to the stranger, right? Excuse me. They spoke to the stranger, and the stranger scene is possibly the only character in the entire movie where he actually looked the scariest. And I applaud the movie for putting this actor in, because that even sounded good when you talk about the village. You'll know what I mean when you watch the movie. Go in the cable car, and it cuts back to Vic dude. He's like, oh, as they make their way down to the abandoned village, you horny mongrels, they're going to be doing, you know, a game of their life here, something like that. It says, please be able to get those, you know, wieners ready and start stroking you degenerates. Very like, very degrading, isn't he? I don't want to go through the dialogue of what he said. You have to watch it so you know what I mean. Very like, I don't know, sleazy. I mean, I know I used that word earlier. Very, my voice just cracked then, I don't know how. Yeah, very, I don't know. Don't know how to describe him as such. And then it goes to them camping, Rachel and camping. And they got in, and you know, when it hits night time, they hear a strange noise from like the, like outside and from the radiation, was it? Rad meter, whatever you call it, I don't know. And the guy goes out saying, hey, is anybody there? Hello? A bit creepy this scene, I'll give him that one. And you see the woman just get pushed back, you know, pulled in the tent or something like that. Pulled back, and then they had to comfort each other. And then they proceed to go to the abandoned village. I'm telling you, the way they talk, man, I'm not even going to go through it, the whole, every dialogue that they have. It says, you know, oh, they're going to this abandoned, I wouldn't even call it a village, it's more like, what would you call it, a shack or something like that? So they go in it, and they start, you know, I think they have sex or something like that in that scene, I would assume so, but they don't show it. How are you going to have a movie with this title and not show the sex scene? Not saying they have to, but with a movie like this, there should be a lot of sex scenes. I know it's an hour and 20. They should have had a lot of sex scenes. They could start off with a sex scene. We never actually see, the start of the movie should have been them doing a sex challenge. That would have made sense. Right? We don't see no nudity, no nothing in this movie. We only see a tiny element of horror. That's about it. Tiny elements of it. You know? And you see like someone spying on them, and then the guys are chasing him and say what's going on, and he finds out some like the mask or something like that, the hazmat mask or whatever it is, and he runs back, tells Rachel, we need to go, hurry. And she's like, I don't want to leave you. We need to get out of here. I'm not mocking her, but that's exactly how they spoke. But I'll try my best on that one. Yeah, it's Rachel Ryan, something like that. Anyway, you got to review yourself anyway, and they head out, and then they wonder where their tent is. The tent's gone completely. It cuts back to this dude. I'm not sure how the order of this went, but then you see the victor, and he says, now we seem to have a problem with the video. We see a technical error. The video's not gone through yet. There's so many guys that have their cocks out here, man. So many guys that have it out and are ready. These viewers right here. Come on, what is wrong with all of you right now? I mean, what is wrong with them? They need to actually make this video so we call you please in that way. I need to get my sister to drop me off here, man. I really do. Because I'm going to get so horny over here. So come on, you disgusting degenerates. Be patient and the video will come. Don't worry. I'm sure there'll be a lot of comment. Now what's the point? Oh my god, actually, just, you know, as long, I mean, I don't say this often about movies like this, but you got to watch it, because the amount of times this guy said the F word, if I had a penny for every time he said that, I probably would have made £5 or £6, because it was just straight ridiculous. It's like his catchphrase. It really was. It really is more like. So yeah, it cuts back, and I know they go into like this another shack, right? I wouldn't call it a shack, but more like a barn or whatever, like something like a house, but I don't know what you would call it. Basically, I would say a shack because no witness of that. But yeah, they go look and they say, what the hell is going on here? We need to find something. They were looking for a phone and they get trapped. And then Ryan says, what happened here? Something happened. And door shuts. And then they have to hide. Somebody was coming. I mean, I assume it's the killer anyway. There's not really many people that act in this, so that makes it easier for me. You know, they're waiting this car for a while, and after, you know, while there's a bit of a jump scare that comes in, but it didn't scare me. It wasn't a jump scare that startles me, you know. And you see them tied up, and then eventually they do escape, you know, and then the killer does eventually come in, and then he gets stabbed. You know, the Ryan dude gets stabbed. He runs. You know, and they both run anyway, and the guy's just on the ground, and she said, "Oh, help me!" And you know, he says, "Oh, I can't go any longer." And then Rachel says, "Don't worry, I'm not leaving you. I'm not leaving." And the guy says, You got to go. You got to go before you get to. He's a hunter. I mean, I'm sorry, you need to employ people that can actually deliver the lines clearly and properly, not just employ people that can't really be clear on the English that they talk. No offense to them. I mean, I just about understood what they said. Don't get me wrong. They actually were okay in speaking English, but it's just the way the accent was. It was just hard for me to understand some of the time what they were saying. I understood everything really. I mean, surprisingly, there's probably 1 or 2 months where I don't think any of you will probably understand it if you watch the movie. I think there probably maybe 1 or 2 moments I didn't understand what they were saying, but just about got there, which probably isn't good for a movie like this. Well, it is a terrible movie, so I'm not really quite surprised, but at the same time, at least some people that can act, you know? And then, after a while, you know, the guy's just lying there, and then you see the killer comes in and strangles him to death. And then you see, I don't know where she came from. I did not even see, I mean, I know the camera angle, you couldn't see where she was walking to, but you see Rachel like above them saying, hey, you know, take this, and she just throws a rock at him. And it like it slices his head open a little bit, I don't know how. Then you think the kid's gone, that's it, and then she walks away. And then this nearly startled me as well, actually, where, you know, you see the kid just grabs her with his hands, and you see that she's on the you know, on some sort of whatever it is, and then the kid takes the mask off, and the music just goes like as if it's supposed to know who it is. I don't know, it looked like the stranger to me. I don't know, maybe it was, I've no clue, but they look pretty different to me. I don't know. At first I thought it was a stranger because they do look similar, but now I'm thinking about it, don't think it was really. So yeah, it did go back to that guy as well, the Vic dude, which is his last dialogue. And he was like, well, that's, you know, that's unlucky we didn't get what we needed right there. You got, you know, and put new people here. I just want to address a comment from Sugar Cube, whatever it was, right? He says, you know, this show is very unprofessional, and I don't like it whatsoever. And then he says, well, you know what? You can go F yourself. You know, you've been donating €10 to us. That's all you give. How ungrateful. We give you all this content. We make you jack off. You know, we help you jack off, and that's it. You know, like that you're ungrateful piece of whatever. You know, and F your mom to F this. I'm just like, this guy's so over the top disrespectful. What's wrong with him? He said, oh, F the hole you came out from. You know, we're gonna block you. So you know, so you over, you know, do like this, put me down. That's what you do. Well, that's not what the person does, but that sounded that way anyway. I don't know what else to say. I'm not going to go through that whole dialogue as well there, but yeah. What else can I say? Literally, I know some scenes may not be in that order, but yeah. Like I keep saying, if you're gonna, if you're going to make a movie like this, at least have people that can actually clearly speak what they're saying. Like, I know I could just about hear what they're saying. I get it was probably just a project or something. There's no way this movie was probably that good to be on TV. If it's on the site, maybe it's on the TV. But there's no way they could look to the force a great movie. It's probably just some sort of project or something they can be proud of, which is understandable. I'll be proud of it too. You know, it may not look that good. You may have had 1 or 2 moments where it could have nearly got me, which I'll give you that. I'll give you that right there. And if you hear some noises outside, some banging, it's fireworks, because it's Diwali today. So happy Diwali to all the Hindus. So yeah, look, and anybody that celebrates it too. You know, some people that probably do celebrate and they'll do fireworks because of that too. So yeah, look, you know, in movies like this as well, it's a horror thriller for a reason, and there wasn't enough horror, as I keep saying. You have a title called Sex Game. There's not enough sex scenes. Where is the logic that if I was making a movie right that was action horror, I would damn near make sure there's scary scenes and action scenes, because there's no point of having action horror if you got more action than horror. You know what I'm saying? Like, this matters just of being called a thriller. because there was no horror. The only horror part was probably the killer. That was about it. There was no other elements which actually scared or creeped me out apart from that one scene. Other than that, what else was there in this movie that really made me feel, okay, it's a good movie? It wasn't even decent. It was just straight up poor. I mean, maybe the rating might go up just a tad because of the odd element of like surprise. Other than that, there wasn't really anything else going on. Where is the horror? Where? I mean, I wasted my time with this movie, man. I mean, I was going to watch The Attic when I thought this movie was a bit more, recent, I think it was, I can't remember, was it 2023, I think? I double check. But yeah, please tell me, if whoever's on the foursome site, please tell me the best movies to watch on there. At least give me the years between 2010 and now. That's all. And probably between 1 hour and 30 and 2 hours. I won't be patient for 2 hours, but just give me that. If you find a good 1 hour and 20-minute movie, please comment it below because I need some help here. I find most movies I'm picking on there, apart from The Third Guest and whatever other movie was going there. Apart from that, the movies have been terrible. Absolutely just straight up garbage. I don't know what on earth I was watching. I don't know. I really don't know. I can't make a full judgment on why these people put these type of movies out, why they feel the need to make a movie where if it's not going to have much horror to it, don't make it into a horror. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I'm getting nearly lost for words at this moment. I'm running out of things to say. But rating for this, I was going to give it a 1. This ain't a generous one. This is more like because of the odd element of surprise, maybe. There wasn't really much actually, apart from like the odd scene. I don't know. It's way below a 5 and a 4. Way below. I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 10. It's either gonna be a 1 or a 2, ain't it? It's not even deserving of a 3. Ain't even deserving of it whatsoever. I didn't like anything in it at all. There wasn't any good scenes apart from one scene that startled me possibly. Other than that, what else got me? Nothing really. So, look, watch the movie for yourself and tell me in the comments what you think of it. Or you can watch my review first, then watch the comments. And I keep forgetting to say in the start of my videos to watch the movie first, then watch my review, because I do give out the whole movie. But to be honest, I'm going to give it out anyway, so there's really no point in me saying that. It's common sense. But yeah, not much else for me to say. 1 out of 10 it is. If you enjoyed the video, please give a like, comment, share what you know, subscribe and hit the notification below. As I see you in my next video.